Your thoughts on Manny Pacquiao's retirement?
One of the greatest fighters we've ever seen. Never ran from anybody. Had completely respected the sport of boxing. Was an ultimate champion. And I have to tell you, one of the nicest human beings you'll ever meet on the planet Earth.
I love Mayweather. I think Manny Pacquiao won Mayweather today. Manny Pacquiao in his prime was throwing damn near 100 punches per round. No other fighter could do that, and he wasn't on steroids. Manny Pacquiao all day.
I might not be as fast as I was when I was 30, but I'm still fast enough to break your nose or do some damage to you.
Yeah, and for Manny, it wasn't so much the power, it was the speed and the accuracy and the 2 or 3 punches in a row that just...
StephenASmith explains why he's confident Pacquiao would beat Mayweather if they had a second fight. He calls Manny a true warrior and a living legend in the sport, someone who earned respect from the start. Smith is amazed by how sharp Pacquiao still looks, with his speed, power, and skill still on display at 46. In his eyes, Manny is in such great shape now that he could take control and defeat.
Your thoughts on Manny Pacquiao's retirement?
One of the greatest fighters we've ever seen. Never ran from anybody. Had completely respected the sport of boxing. Was an ultimate champion. And I have to tell you, one of the nicest human beings you'll ever meet on the planet Earth. I mean, when people... I want to just say this real quick because I know we got to go because we got one more thing to discuss, Mark.
Yeah.
When people talk about Manny Pacquiao and they say stuff like, well, he's fighting for money. I would like y'all to know that there are people who line up in the streets of the Philippines just to come get some money from him. He's very charitable.
Oh, yeah.
That's why money was compromising, because he's a giver. He's a special dude. I'm gonna miss him.
Charleston, White didn't sugarcoat things when talking about the long-running tension between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. He claimed that Floyd avoided Manny during his prime, not for tactics, but out of fear. White pointed to how explosive Pacquiao was back then. Fast hands, quick movement, and non-stop energy made him a serious threat. He also said Floyd's steroid accusations seemed like ways to delay the matchup. In the end, White fueled the belief that Floyd waited because he didn't want to risk his perfect record against a peak Manny.
An honorable man, right?
Yeah.
Going to the grave.
A story of redemption.
Absolutely. Somebody we remember forever. No doubt, man. With Charleston, we'll let you get back to your business.
Can't forget about the George Foreman grill. Yeah, can't forget about that grill, the George Foreman grill.
It done taught many people
Taught a nigga how to make burgers without being messy.
Definitely an important thing, that George Foreman grill, bro. Without question, man. What's your best memory of Manny Pacquiao? Watching Manny fight over the years, what was your best memory of him?
I love Mayweather. But Mayweather avoided him for all those years, accusing him of being on steroids, and he never tested positive for steroids. He was like a machine. Yeah, homie, so if I'm not mistaken, he was one of the only fighters, homie, that threw over 100-something plus rounds, punches per round. So he was like a machine, homie, hard to beat.
Age has always stirred debate in boxing, especially with fighters like Mayweather and Pacquiao. Most fans gave up on the idea of a second fight, thinking their best years were behind them. But then Pacquiao fought Mario Barrios, and everything shifted. His speed, movement, and endurance stunned critics. Suddenly, talk of Floyd facing Manny again didn't sound far-fetched. Now fans are thinking ahead, wondering if Floyd would really step in the ring with a still dangerous Pacquiao. The hype is picking up again.
So now the question hanging in the air like a jab, what's next for the Pac-Man? There's a growing chant for a Floyd rematch. And you know what? I wouldn't hate it. Two legends, both past their peak, but still dangerous, still proud, still built for the lights. Only thing is, after what Manny just showed, not sure Floyd wants that smoke.
Since coming back, Pacquiao has been openly calling for a rematch with Mayweather. He talks about it in interviews, at public events, and whenever he gets the chance, making it clear he's ready to go. There's no drama or mixed signals, just a direct challenge. Manny says it's all up to Floyd now. His confidence isn't just talk, it's backed by his recent showings. What used to seem unlikely now feels possible, and Pacquiao standing by, ready for the call.
The boxing world is buzzing with excitement as Manny Pacquiao gears up for his showdown with WBC welterweight champ Mario Barrios. But that's not all. There's talk of a potential rematch with Floyd Mayweather. Pacquiao's not holding back, saying Mayweather's been ducking him. He wants a real fight, not just an exhibition. Can you imagine the hype if this happens? It could be worth billions. But first, Pac-Man's got to handle business this Saturday. If he wins, will it force Mayweather to step up, or will Barrios spoil the party? One thing's for sure, the line of fighters wanting a piece of Pacquiao will be long if he comes out on top. Stay tuned, because this story is far from over.
Trainer Abel Sanchez gave his take on why Pacquiao still looks so good in the ring. To him, it's not just Manny's power, it's the speed and accuracy of his punches. Even after being away for 4 years, he came back with excellent timing and control. Sanchez noted that Manny's reflexes and sharp vision haven't slowed down with age. These basics are what let him compete with younger fighters. While most fade with time, Pacquiao's fighting style helps him keep going strong. Sanchez's comments add to the belief that Manny is still at an elite level.
It didn't seem like Barrios wanted to hurt Manny, and maybe it's the respect. Maybe the greatness was, he was in the ring with greatness and didn't want to do anything dumb.
Yeah, like, I spoke to Bob after the fight, who's the trainer of Barrios, and he was telling me he was getting on Mario's ass about that. Like, he felt like he was being too nice, and he told him, like, you got to take it to him, man. Like, leave all that crap outside. Like, you be mean, you got to take it to him.
Yeah, but you know what? We are on the outside. We're not taking near a lick as a coach.
Yeah.
He's in there with a great legend, and he's in there with somebody that can punch and somebody that can fight. So his mentality and his sentiment and what he sees there is a hell of a lot different than what we see on the outside. All we can do is try to encourage our guys, but we're not taking any punches.
Yeah, there was flashes of the old Pacquiao there, though.
At times.
Yeah, at times.
Yeah.
Obviously not like before, but, you know, his patented jab straight and then come up top was there. It landed a few times in the first round. He landed it straight, like almost right away, I felt, to kind of show Mario, like, hey, you know, I might not be as fast as I was when I was 30, but I'm still fast enough to you know, break your nose or do some damage to you.
Yeah, and for Manny, it wasn't so much the power; it was the speed and the accuracy and the 2 or 3 punches in a row that put you in trouble. So maybe Barrios was not gonna have any of that. Who knows? But again, it didn't look like the kind of fight that puts people on the edge of the seats.
You know, just covering Pacquiao's career for as long as I have, you know, there was a few things that I noticed. Like, I felt like at times, and maybe this will get better now that he's, you know, doing he said that he's going to come back, that he's eyeing maybe October, November this year to come back again in another fight. He's more consistent. I know when you're older, it's like the old saying, like, you got to use it so you don't lose it, you know?
Right.
Even though the judges didn't give Pacquiao the win against Barrios, his performance spoke for itself. Many fans and boxing experts felt Manny should have gotten the nod, but more important than the final result was how he looked during the fight. That's what got people talking about a Mayweather rematch again. It wasn't about championships anymore, it was about what fans saw with their own eyes. Pacquiao looked faster, smarter, and more focused than ever. Now, the question isn't about age, it's about whether he can beat Floyd. And
this whole Barrios and Manny thing, y'all don't see what the bigger picture is? Y'all don't think we're going to get a Mayweather Part 2 coming soon? Y'all don't think so? Because you do know Barrios is the ultimate company man.
Oh. Mayweather Part 2? Yeah, I don't see that. I'm more on the Tank. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I think that Tank gets the fight.
That's what I've been saying. I said I'm going to stand on it that if Manny Pacquiao pulls this off and gets that belt, Floyd Mayweather's coming out of retirement.
Not everyone is excited about a second fight. Many boxing fans respect both men so much, they'd rather not see either risk tarnishing their legacy. Seeing two legends go at it again could feel more depressing than exciting. For some, the thought of one of these greats losing what might be their last big fight is tough. They'd rather remember them in their prime. For those fans, keeping the legacy untouched means more than watching them face off one more time.
Nobody wants to see a Pacquiao versus Mayweather 2. The first fight was a decade ago, and it took too long to happen. And now they both, it's just like, come on, bro. We just trying to squeeze the life out of boxing, for real. Y'all want to watch two senior citizens spar? because they both pushing 50. And the thing that will make it the most disappointing to me is that we should have had this when they were in their primes. And the fact that if they're trying to fight now, it's just a money grab. They just know they can both get a nice check from it. And why not? That would be the only reason, because they pushed this off so many times. Y'all, a lot of y'all wasn't alive back then. Y'all wasn't outside. This was the discussion in boxing for a good 6-year stretch. Is when would Floyd Mayweather fight Manny Pacquiao? Is Pacquiao juiced? Oh, Floyd's ducking everybody who's actually good. He doesn't want to fight anybody in their prime. This was the talk about. This was the boxing talk for almost a decade, and the fact that they would come back and do it now, it makes me so mad, because I already know people would watch. It would get the views, but it's just going to be disappointing because the first fight was disappointing.
Boxing legend Roy Jones Jr. caused a stir when he left Mayweather off his list of the all-time greats. And it wasn't about Floyd's record, it was about his choice of opponents. Jones believes Mayweather avoided the toughest competition when they were at their best. Yes, Floyd's record includes big names, but many were past their prime or weren't major threats. His opinion feeds into the idea that Floyd's legacy might not be as flawless as it looks, especially compared to Pacquiao, who...
Roy Jones Jr. says Floyd Mayweather isn't in his top 5 boxers of all time because Floyd never fought a boxer that was his equal, and reveals he's still open to fighting Floyd in a boxing match. Look, man, Roy, you sounding real desperate, dog, because Floyd didn't have Ali as his #1 fighter of all time. I hope you guys understand. This all stems from Floyd saying Ali wasn't the GOAT. Relax, Roy. We get it. You just overwhelmingly love Muhammad Ali for some reason. I don't care if you got Floyd top 5 or not. Floyd's my #2. I feel like if he's not top 5, your list is already trash. But all I know is he's way above Roy Jones Jr. Roy was a PED cheat who got exposed when he had to get off him. And he didn't fight nobody. Roy's resume's empty. It's a skeleton. You got James Toney. Outside of that, it's nobody legendary on his resume outside of Toney that I could think of. Roy was a great fighter, one of the highest peaks in modern boxing history for sure. But the guy, at the end of the day, he didn't fight nobody. I'm cool with Roy saying Floyd ain't top 5, but as long as he don't got himself in that top 5, we all good. You guys let me know how you feel about this. I think Roy Jones looks really desperate. I think he really is seeking attention from Floyd. It's getting really bad.
The build-up to their 2015 fight was filled with delays, disputes, and blame from both camps. For years, neither side could agree on the terms. Arguments over testing, money, and broadcast rights kept things from moving forward. Even though Pacquiao accepted nearly all of the demands, fans started thinking it was Floyd who was dragging things out. A lot of people still believe Mayweather avoided the fight back then and still avoids a rematch now because it could put his
biggest fight in boxing. I do think that Pacquiao was willing to face Mayweather in this situation. He just didn't want to agree to those stipulations. And if the stipulations aren't too ridiculous, I think it is ducking. Pacquiao would then face Joshua Clottey instead on the 13th, and Floyd would go on to face Shane Mosley. Pacquiao beats Clottey by decision, and Floyd beats Mosley by decision. Half a year after the initial negotiations fell through, Pacquiao takes a U-turn and actually agrees on the 14-day blood testing. With the new stipulations, Team Pacquiao had a new offer to offer Team Mayweather. And the way they saw it, if there was no testing disputes, Floyd should be eager to take the fight. So Floyd was given a deadline to accept the deal. Top Rank was very public about this and even gave a countdown on their public website. However, one thing that needs to be considered in this situation is that Bob Arum never disclosed the actual conditions of the contracts.
That first fight came with plenty of controversy, especially since Pacquiao had an injured shoulder. Many feel that if he'd been 100% healthy, the result might have been different. Now that Manny looks fully recovered and sharp, some think Floyd is steering clear of another matchup to protect his legacy. It's not just about losing a fight, it's about protecting.
My eyes keep telling me, wait, does Manny look like a steroid creation? Does he look like some mini Schwarzenegger? Well, I can give you any other thing that steroid can do, but not natural hand quickness. So if you're right about how Floyd Mayweather is the greatest defensive tactician in the history of boxing, what should he care about how ripped or big the head is of Manny Pacquiao? 27. Pretty boy Floyd is worried that for the first time in his career, he is going to get hit and hit and hit. He's going to get cut. He's going to get hurt. He is scared to...
Man, Pacquiao!
Pacquiao's match with Barrios became a key moment. A win there could have opened the door for another blockbuster fight, maybe even against Floyd. But the draw complicated things. Still, sources close to the sport say the result didn't kill rematch talks. What really matters is the energy Manny brought into the ring. His speed, toughness, and sharp skills reminded fans he's still got something special. And in boxing, what the fans want often speaks loud.
So there's conversation going around that a Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao rematch is in the works if Pacquiao beats Barrios. And I want to ask y'all, do y'all want to see a rematch between these two? For me personally, fuck no. No. The first fight was boring. So just imagine this fight. They're even older now. And their first fight, I feel like took too long for them to finally fight each other. Right? I feel like Floyd kind of dragged that shit out and caught Manny at a point in time where, you know, they both wasn't dead in their prime anymore, right? They still were great fighters, don't get me wrong, but they wasn't both dead in their prime. I feel like they should have fought dead in their prime against each other. But absolutely not. I don't want to see that. I know they say, oh, it can generate billions. Nah. I mean, people will tune in just because it's Floyd and Manny Pacquiao, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to see that shit. No.
When Pacquiao went up against Barrios, people didn't expect much. He'd been out for years, and many assumed he'd look rusty. But he came in looking sharp. His punches were clean, his movement smooth, and his timing spot on. Even long-time critics began to give him his due. That fight didn't just show he still belongs, it got fans buzzing about what he might do next. At his age, Pacquiao proved he's still among the best in the sport.
I mentioned the weekend was busy, so let's talk about the Manny Pacquiao fight. Manny Pacquiao, the Boxing Hall of Famer, 46 years old, inactive for nearly 4 years. His attempt to win a welterweight title came up just short, prior to a draw against Mario Barrios. That wasn't the old Manny Pacquiao that we saw in the ring against Barrios. It was a lot better than what people were expecting, including me. What did you think of what you saw from Pacquiao? 46 years old, back in the ring for the first time since 2021.
Including you and me, we watched that fight together, and we were shocked. The fact that he went past the 5th, the 6th, the 7th round, and
got better too. Yeah,
he still had the bounce on his leg. Yeah, of course, it was flashes of the great Manny Pacquiao, but he was doing it against a young, strong, hungry, motivated champion in Barrios, and Barrios he was never in front of a old man, put it that way. He wasn't in front of a 46-year-old. It looked like he was in front of a guy that was in his mid-30s in Manny Pacquiao. And at 46 years old, to keep that fight as competitive all the way to the end, where a lot of people felt that he won, including myself, it's incredible. It really is incredible. And the fact that he was out of the ring so much, forget the age, the inactivity hits you harder when you're that old than actual, Father Nature. That is amazing. That is incredible. That reminds me of like Sugar Ray Leonard when he was out of the ring for 3 years and came back for Marvin Hagler. But Ray Leonard wasn't no 46 years old. Pacquiao needs his legs to be explosive. That's how he made a career. That's how he became an A-division champion, an all-time great. And he still has the little bounce on his legs, man. So credit to those big-ass calves that Manny Pacquiao has, because he showed signs of greatness, man. And it was great to see that, but the judges didn't give it to him.
The debate over who has the better legacy still goes on. Floyd fans point to his perfect record and his defensive skill. Manny fans talk about his success across 8 weight classes and his willingness to face anyone, anytime. It's a battle between playing it safe and chasing greatness. In 2024, there were reports that both sides were close to sealing a rematch deal. Excitement built fast, but then the talks quietly fell through. Some blamed money, others said Floyd walked away. Whatever the reason, fans were disappointed. Now, with Manny back in action, the hope is back too. Many still believe that if the rematch ever happens, it could finally give boxing the close.
Speaking of Mayweather, fam, you see they're doing the Pacquiao rematch?
Yeah, I was about to say that. I was about to say that. They announced it, and all the fans
were
like,
in the weirdest way, bro. It's like, yo, they didn't even know. It's like they didn't know if they actually meant to announce it or not.
This
or
one
like
saying,
that fight's actually happening.
I heard in the comments that they announced it in like Chinese or something before, and then the crowd went crazy.
Like Japan, right?
Yeah, like in their language they announced it, and then they went crazy. and then they did it in English, and then like that was with silence.
I mean, because Manny Pacquiao said it's like no one cared. I was like, bro, are we like hearing
Like,
the same thing from?
people
Like,
are
the man just said he's fighting Floyd Mayweather, and no one cared. Everyone's like, okay, like hand over the mic, dog. Like, bro,
people
like,
are saying
massive.
that. They're saying that, or they're saying, oh, like where they were, it's like culture to not like make noise during stuff like
Nah,
this.
bro,
Like, it's a
you know
respectful
the
thing.
fans that Manny Pacquiao has and stuff, bro. If he's announcing that fight, you know these guys are going off.